Okay. Okay, hello everybody. So good afternoon to all the teachers. Good afternoon especially to my colleague, Madam Irene Wong, who is in the studio with me. So she will be around to facilitate today's classroom as well. Good afternoon to all the teachers and students who are here. So thank you very much for willing to spend this 1 hour with me today. Today we're going to talk about multiple choice questions, and I will specifically pick past year SPM paper for us to discuss. I have a feeling we're going to finish in 1 hour this time on the dot. So pay attention, yeah? So it's only a 1 hour class, so it will be very fast. Right, so before we begin, have you downloaded the task paper? So as instructed in the announcement given just now, earlier on, you can actually access the paper given in the link gg.gg/mcq10. Now, I did the mistake of not explaining further on what to do. You are supposed to actually download the task paper and to actually print it out, because I wanted notes to be copied down actually. So you actually copy down the notes on the task paper. So if you are able to do it very fast, or your printer is just next to your laptop, you can do it right now. Me being the old-fashioned teacher, would always love to have paper and you jot down notes that we're going to learn today. But if you can't do that, you don't have a printer available right now, it's perfectly fine. You can always you can always look back to this YouTube, which will always be live in the channel. So you can actually subscribe to the channel. You'll be updated with the latest video available. You can always review back this video actually, this online classroom. As a matter of fact, I don't even close the attendance form until 24 hours later. So if you're facing line problem, you got cut off in the middle of the lesson, you don't have to worry. You can come back anytime, continue the lesson, and then you fill in the attendance form. Okay, so if you have not downloaded the task paper, coming back to this point, if you haven't downloaded the task paper, don't worry, just get ready to take pictures or screen capture using your phone. It'll be perfectly fine as well. So I will tell you when to screen capture the page. And with that screen capture, I do advise that you print out the picture and the image, put it into your English exercise book and refer to it from time to time, because I think this MCQ notes that I'm preparing for you guys, it's pretty comprehensive, and it would be very good for you to refer back from time to time. As a matter of fact, of all the slides that I've done, these slides actually took me many days to finish, and you're going to see why it actually took me so long to complete these slides. Now, be polite when chatting or asking questions. So right now, you guys are all very respectful in the group chat. In the comment, you guys actually said good afternoon to everybody. So thank you very much for greeting me. And to the other teachers, let us continue to have this politeness in us. Be ready to copy notes and answer questions. So as usual, I always love this online classroom because of the you can actually tell me the answer straight away, and I'll be able to give comment. So do participate in the comments later on, especially when I ask you to provide answers. Fill in the attendance form at the end of the lesson. So I'll give you a link of the attendance form. This is because your teacher, your subject teacher in school actually requests for this. Therefore, do ensure you fill it in, as it will be an evidence of your attendance for today's class. Okay, you must fill in the attendance form, yeah? And that's it. If everything is clear, we can start studying right now. You guys ready? All right. Okay, so Georgia Sumping, yes, you can actually access the link, just that they have like double security something to it. So because it's of a double security, you have to like just say you truly trust the website, and you can actually access that file. However, if you are still facing difficulty in accessing that file, because the laptop actually has no problem, but the font, I think they were worried about it being virus. So you can actually go to this website. This is the full link, which I just share in the comment. Click on the full link if you are from your phone, and you should be able to access the file. The gg.gg, I think they were worried about the security, so they kind of block it if you access from the phone. But from the laptop, it will be absolutely fine. Okay, so we're gonna start now. We're gonna to question 1. Now you see, I know that you guys are gonna be so bored of listening to my voice and only my voice. So the secret to today's online classroom is that I actually have 4 students hidden behind the screen. And these students will be the one reading this question aloud for you guys, actually, so that you don't have to listen to my voice only, ma. Okay, so question number 1, I have here Irene Wong Anchi from SMK Tinggi. So she will be the one reading question 1. So Irene, please, can you please read question 1?
There has been much talk of the semi-final match between Pahang and Selangor football teams. The media has hailed the defender Zaini Ismail as not only the best in the country, but also the key to Pahang triumphs. The Pahang teams itself believe he can put a stop to Selangor winning streak. The Selangor teams, on the other hand, is depending on its striker Zaini Hussain to carry the team through to the final.
Yes, thank you, Irene. So question number 1, it's a very easy one from SPM. So which of the following is actually true? A, B, C, D. So who actually got the answer? You can actually type in the text comment. Which statement is actually true? So Isman Nuriana is one of the earliest person to answer. Good job. So she actually said the answer is boy. Okay, so before, while some of you are still thinking of the answer, MCQ is actually, a lot of you guys think that MCQ is one of the easiest part in SPM paper. The reason I'm actually opening this class to Form 4, to both Form 4 and Form 5 is because Form 4 in the CFR new format SPM paper, there will still be multiple choice question actually. And because of that, I think today's lesson will definitely still be relevant to all of you. So today we are still talking about MCQ. MCQ is not as easy as we thought previously. Example that I can give you is that out of the, let's say I've been going through 500 papers, and students who actually score 15 out of 15 for objective question, I think it's only less than 10. And that is only 2% or 1%, 1 or 2%. It's very, very hard to find students that actually had full marks for MCQ question nowadays. And that is why for number 1, I mean, if today class, especially in the task that I'm going to give you later on, if you got all correct, let me assure you, you are actually at the top 1 or 2% of the students in the whole Malaysia, because it is actually that difficult to get full marks in MCQ nowadays. Okay, so don't think MCQ is actually quite easy. It's no longer easy to get full marks. And you know, for good students, we always expect them to score full marks in it. So for number 1, I noticed most of you actually give the answer is boy. So when I teach objective question, this is how I do it. I go through one by one the answers, very fast one. For example, can you look at the error? So we look at the answer D. So Pahang is confident its striker will help defeat Selangor. So is this true? Then the keyword here is actually Pahang. So Pahang thinks his striker will defeat Selangor, and yet if you look from the text itself, you will see that it's not Pahang, it's the Selangor team. So dot is definitely wrong. For C, the media predicts that Pahang will win the match. So media thinks that Pahang will win. However, it's not the media, it is actually the Pahang team itself. So I highlight the keyword in green so you can see the differences, and this shows that C is actually wrong. Moving on to A. Selangor has qualified to play in the final. So final is the keyword, but when you look at the text, you will see the word semi-final. So obviously A is also wrong, and therefore as all of you have tried to answer, B is the answer because the word Pahang success and the keyword defender. So when you look at the text, you will see the word defender, Pahang's triumphs. So triumph, success, they just rephrase the word, but it means the same thing, and therefore number 1 is actually boy, B. So good job to all of you who attempted this question. You guys actually got it right. Okay, so number 1 is the easy one. Now we go to question number, oh yeah, before that, you will see an icon of a camera there. When I show you the icon of the camera means that it is safe. It is the exact time I want you to actually take a snapshot of this page, screen capture this page so that you can print it out and then actually put it into your notes. Because I think with all the colors and all the keywords being highlighted, it will be very clear for you to know why the answer is actually boy, B. All right, question number 2. So Irene, can I please have you to read it once more?
Protect your loved one with X-bound patch. Children who love trekking and camping are vulnerable to mosquito and insect bites. Keep them away by sticking an X-bound patch on your children's clothes. It is safe and natural and provides long-lasting protection. Found in all leading pharmacies.
Yes, thank you very much, Irene. So the question for number 2 is, so based on the advertisement above, X-balm patch can do what? So A, B, C, D? Would you mind typing out the answer in the comment? So Rushville said dog, D. Lao Lijing also said D. I guess sure. Okay, so a number of you actually said D. So let's go through one by one, yeah? But pretty good try. Okay, right, so let's look from A first. So X-balm patch needs to be regularly applied. So regularly applied, it's not mentioned at all. So in the whole advertisement, there has been nothing about being regularly applied. So A is definitely not the answer. Oh yeah, if you actually notice one thing about MCQ, yeah, the question actually say pick the best question answer. They don't say pick the correct answer, you know. They actually say pick the best question. So there are some cases when a particular question actually have no answers, so you end up picking the best answer. Not necessarily the correct one, but it is the best among the 4 options. So take note, that's how the SPM people say they are not responsible sometimes, because I ask you to pick the best answer, not the correct answer. Okay, so A is actually not mentioned. So when it's not mentioned, I usually put them aside because it might be the best answer despite it's not mentioned. So A is not mentioned. B, destroying. So when you put the patch, mosquitoes are destroyed, but you don't see them being destroyed. The keyword here is that it just keep them away. So the keyword here, very different. So boy is definitely wrong. C, it helps children to recover from insect bites. So recover, like healing from insect bites. But you don't heal insect bites. Like if the insects already bite you, then you have to use something else, because this patch is just meant for protection. So when you put it in your skin, on your skin, mosquitoes don't even want to go near you. So you don't even have bites. So C is also wrong. And the last one, the keyword here is outdoor activities. So if you got tricked lah, because you're looking for the same keywords, you definitely got tricked. These are actually synonym keywords. So outdoor activities, and you will see the word trekking and camping, which means the same thing. So this patch is useful for outdoors activities. So it's useful for trekking and camping. And that's why congrats to all of you who actually try to answer. The answer for this question 2 is D, dog. Okay, so thank you very much. So to all of you, you guys are correct. So Irene Wong Anchi from SMK Tinggi gonna take a leave right now. So thank you very much for reading question 1 and number 2. So the camera is up. So please take a snapshot of this question for your record. All right, question number 3. So question number 3, since we have here with me Edwin Mao Eugene from SMK St. Anthony. So Edwin, can you please read question 3?
International movie star Andy Jones was invited by the Chengdu Giant Pandas breeding project to spend a day in their state-of-the-art sanctuary there. Jones said, "I saw Mei Yan and the other keepers in the Moonlight Delivery House feeding the panda cubs with bottled milk. It was incredible. Mei Yan knew just how to get their attention. As soon as she shouted, the cubs knew it was time for milk. Under the keeper's expert guidance, Jones was then able to use a bottle to feed a panda cub himself, in his arms as if it were a human baby. Jones also visited the giant panda cub enclosure to learn how to feed apples to the young animals using a piece of string attached to a bamboo pole. The crowd of onlookers cheered as the pandas eagerly took the fruits."
Yes, thank you, Edwin. So the question is, what was Andy Jones impressed by? What was Andy Jones impressed by? So A, B, C, D, what is your answer? So Irina said it's a D. Zarina and Hemalata also said D. Oh. Okay, so everybody said D, no other answer here. Okay, so question 3, I have to admit, it's very long, but it's actually very, very easy. Very easy in the sense that the keyword, there's actually only one keyword, impressed by. So you have to know that impressed by here, the synonym here is incredible. So Andy Jones was impressed. Andy Jones felt it was incredible. That's the keyword. So you know the answers will be somewhere around there. So what was the incredible part here? Mei Yan knew just how to get their attention. So obviously it's about how the worker handle the cups. And because of that, number 3, all of you are actually correct. The way staff dealt with the pandas. D. So very good. So very good to all of you who answered that. Number 3 is actually dog. Or as one of you actually say, D is for diamonds. Okay. Moving on, number 4. Okay, before that, I keep forgetting. So the photo of the camera is up. So feel free to screen capture this page for your own notes. Okay, so question 4. So Edwin, I need your help once more. Thank you.
Live Today, Malaysia's #1 magazine, wants your feedback. If you want to have your say immediately, use your mobile phone. SMS your comments to Live Today regarding issues related to education, business, and sports. Type live followed by your message of about 100 characters and send to 11122. This is a free service. However, no more mobile operators' network charges apply. Your views can also be shared via email at editor@livetoday.com.my, or you can choose to mail them to the editor Menara Kemboja, 77, Jalan 2A11, 46350, Petaling Jaya. Emails and letters must include the sender's full name, address, and telephone number. These are used for identification purposes only. We do not share or publish this information.
Yes, thank you, Edwin. So the notice says that Live Today. So from the 4 options of statements here, which is correct? So Ezra is very fast. Ezra said D. Giorgio said D. Rushville said C. Zarina said D. Dot. Emilia D. Kairani D. Yanling D. All right, so all of you are saying that it's D. All right, so let's look at the answer, shall we? All right, so let's look at A first. Okay, A. So the notice says that Live Today prefers one way of receiving opinions. So only one way only, they're gonna receive your opinions. But if you look at the text, you can, the keyword here is actually one way. So let's look at it. You can actually SMS them, you can actually email them, you can actually even mail them. So not only one way, but actually 3 ways. So because of that, A is definitely wrong. B, so you can actually contact them at a cheaper price. Look at D, dot. We look at dot first. Sorry. So we welcome readers' comment on any subjects. Any subjects. So most of you actually pick dot, right? So if you actually look at this, they don't welcome any subjects. They only want on 3 issues: education, business, and sports. So you can't talk about politics. You can't talk about entertainment. They only want education, business, and sports. And because it's only these 3 issues, we cannot say dot is the correct answer. So that's why I realized that you people in the comment, one person said D, everybody said D. Rashville just now put C, and then see everybody put D, then Rashville also go delete the message. So, so be more confident of your answer, because dot is actually wrong. Okay, so now we go to B, can be contacted at a lower cost. It's actually not mentioned at all. So there's nothing about comparison between the previous method and nowadays method, and that it's actually any cheaper. Nothing has been talked about that. So boy is actually not mentioned, and therefore, because I noticed some of you actually answer boy, boy is actually not mentioned. However, C is actually the answer. Why do I say so? Careful to keep the reader's detail private. So your personal information will be private. And where do you see that from? We do not share or publish this information. That's the same keyword actually. They just don't put word by word, but the meaning is there, the similarity is there. And that is why the answer is actually C. We do not share or publish this information, so they are very careful to keep the reader's detail private. So that's C. Okay, so I noticed only a few of you, right? Rushfield almost got it right, but then he lost his confidence. But the rest of you, try again. Okay, so this is the camera picture. So you can take a screenshot of this page right now for question 4. Okay, so Edwin Mao has done his part. Thank you very much for helping me today, Edwin. Okay, I see you again when I shall see you. Right, so now moving on to question 5. For question 5, I have here with me Sandy Lam Jingyun from SMK St. Anthony. So Sandy, can you please read question 5?
In Sulawesi, Indonesia, the distinctive-looking maleo birds is under threat. Female maleo birds lay and then bury their eggs in nests that they create in the sand. The females then leave. The sand keeps the eggs warm, which helps the eggs develop. The problem is, the eggs are often dug out and eaten by predators. And now, only 5,000 of the birds remain. To protect the maleos, the Wildlife Conservation Society (WCS), funded by National Geographic magazine, has been working to preserve the nest sites. Since 2001, the WCS has released over 4,000 chicks into the wild. In the future, the group hopes to safeguard both the maleos' nesting beaches and their rainforest habitat.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. So the question is, what does the text say about maleo birds? So which statement is correct? A, B, C, and D. Camillus is very fast. She said it's B. Zarina says it's B as well. Okay, so most of you actually says B. Let's look at the other options. Okay, so let's look at dog first, D. So there is a need to find new places for them to live, find new places. So it's the whole text about them looking for new nesting habits. And then you will actually see that this text is all about safeguard. You know, you just want to protect them. It's not about finding new places for them. Okay, it's just how we want to protect the turtles coming to the beach to lay eggs. So it's very similar to this. You want to safeguard, not find new places. So dog is not the answer. A, local residents keep the chicks safe. So the keyword here is actually local residents, and you don't see this text you don't see these keywords in the original text. As a matter of fact, to protect the maleos, so keeping those chicks, those birds safe, is actually done by Wildlife Conservation Society, WCS. So A is obviously wrong. Local residents, they are not mentioned in this text. C, their conservation is paid for by the WCS. For you have these keywords is actually paid WCS, and in the question itself, they changed the word paid, and instead they use the word funded. Funded. So the word funded here has the same meaning with paid, and that's why if you know the meaning of funded, you will see the word funded by National Geographic. So WCS do the action, but the money comes from National Geographic. So C is actually wrong. And now we go to B. Their nesting habits put them at risk. The way they lay eggs create problems for them. And here you can actually see the keyword. The problem is their eggs are often dug out and eaten. So if the eggs are often eaten, how can they reproduce? And that's why number 5 is actually B. And I noticed that most of you actually give the answer B. So very good. You guys got it right. Number 5 is boy. Okay. Now the photograph icon came out. So feel free to screen capture this page and do print it out. Put it into your exercise book and read. I sincerely believe that this is actually good notes. Okay, number 5, boy. Now moving on to number 6. Right, so Sandy, would you mind? Thank you.
Position vacant. A full-time swimming instructor is immediately required by a coaching-based educational establishment. You must be qualified to teach or train both beginner and advanced swimmer between 13 and 17 years old. An attractions remuneration package including housing awaits the successful candidate. Those keen on applying, please call Alex at 019-279-8574 for details, or email your resume to williams@email.com.my.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. So the question for number 6 is, the successful applicants should. So what should they have? A, B, C, and D. So Berenice source says it's C. Camilla said dog. Hema says C. Noresha comes back with D, so it has been C, D, C, D. 50%, 50% says C and D. Emily says C. Rashville goes for D. All right. So, but I noticed that most of your answers are actually C and D. Yeah. So let's check what's the answer for this. But good attempt. Thank you for actually participating in this chat, guys. So let's look at A first. So nobody answered A. Okay. So A is obviously wrong. So 17 years old. So be at least 17 years old. Keyword here, it's very obvious. You can actually be at least 13 years old to 17. So 13 to 17. So it's not 17. Okay. So it's okay if you are 15 or 16 years old. So A is wrong. Let's look at D. D is also wrong, actually, because the keyword here is wide teaching experience. And the keyword here is, what's the keyword here that actually shows that it's actually wrong? It's the word qualified. I only want you to have a certificate. I do not need your experience. There's a difference between these, you see that? So you are qualified to teach. That's it. So as long as you have a certificate that says that you are at level 5 in swimming, or you are certified, you are qualified to be a swimming teacher, then that's all right. Enough already. You do not have to I've been teaching students for 10 years. We do not need that. And because we do not need that, dog is actually the wrong answer. Okay, so qualified is very different than experience. Looking at boy, look for accommodation. So if you are successful, you want to start your work now, you have to look for housing. And here, you do not have to look for housing because this position, this job is so good that they actually give you housing. They provide housing. So you see my keyword housing, accommodation, actually means the same thing. So you do not have to look for houses. They will provide it for you. So this, which leaves the answer is actually C. You have to start your work now. And then the keyword is immediately required. Okay? It's immediately required. So start work now. So the answer is actually C. So the photo came up. So you can actually screen capture or take a photo of this page right now. Okay, so for those who try C, good job. For those who answered D, good attempt. Try again. Okay, so thank you, Sandy, for reading 2 questions for me. So now we have the last student in the studio with me. They're gonna read question number 7 and number 8. I have here with me Elvis Chiu Zihao from SMK Ppd Sarikei. So can you please read question 7, Elvis? Wait. Elvis is not responding. All right.
The
Elvis,
current dry season has forced several states in Malaysia to carry out water rationing. to ensure there are no water shortages in the coming years, the federal government has decided to find ways to solve the problem. One step is to look into the possibility of turning seawater into fresh water, as other countries are doing. This could be considered a long-term solution to meet the high demand for water in the industrial sector. As for domestic use, every state will be required to source water from rivers.
Okay, so this text is about water rationing, about not having sufficient water. So what is the government plan? Overall, what is the idea to overcome water shortage in the future? So A, B, C, or D? Okay, so Berenice answered A. Yanling says A. Rashfield also says A. Ying Ying says C. Kim Hua A, Irina A. So I'm seeing majority says A, and one of you actually says C. Okay. Number 7. Hold on, yeah. I need to do something. All right, so some of you actually answer A, some of you answer C. All right, so let's look at the question. I'm going to explain to you, so why is it A, why is it C, or why is it some other option, yeah? So let's look at this. Let's look at dot first, D. To reduce water usage in the industrial sector. It's actually not mentioned. So dot is actually not mentioned in the whole text at all. So D is, we put aside. Okay, then we look at A. So some of you actually answer A. A is also not mentioned. Asking help from other countries. I think there is nothing about asking countries to process seawater. Okay, they don't say they want to ask help. They say they want to follow. They want to follow like what the other countries, but they have not talked about asking help from other countries yet. So don't get confused. Oh, I think you guys are confused with. Sorry. I think you guys are confused with this one. So something like this, right? As other countries are doing. So one step is to look into the possibility of turning seawater into fresh water, as other countries are doing. So they just want to see only. They don't want to ask for help yet. So A is not the answer. Now, a lot of you actually answer C. C is also actually not mentioned. To start water rationing. To start water rationing during the dry season. The question asks you what is the plan, you see. And this is not the plan because people has been forced. You force people to carry out water rationing. So this is actually not one of the plan. One of the plan is actually turning seawater into fresh water. Yes, that is one of the plan. But it's not water rationing. I don't think we want to forever using water rationing in our life. That is not the solution. And therefore, that leaves only one question correct. One option is actually correct, which is B. And what is the keyword that will show to you that this is actually the correct answer, boy? So to get water, household consumption. So a lot of us, we don't know the difference between household consumption and domestic use. Do you know that it actually means the same thing? Domestic actually means house. So domestic use means that you actually use the water for your shower, for your cooking, for cleaning the house. that is household consumption. So the idea is that right now they want to actually get water from the rivers for domestic use. So as long as you know these keywords actually means the same thing, the answer will be very clearly, it's a B. I think a lot of students, they face problem in picking the word B because you guys are not sure that household and domestic actually means the same thing. Okay, so the photo, the picture of the camera is up, so you can actually screen capture this page so that you will know why the answer is actually boy. Okay, but for those who did answer boy, so congrats, that's actually the correct answer. Number 7, boy. Okay, domestic means household. Okay, same meaning. Okay, last question of the day. Okay, so Elvis, please.
Here is your chance to watch A Simple Life for free, a day before it opens in local cinemas. 200 tickets are offered to readers for special screening of the film at the 300-seater Forever Cinema. Tickets are also available at a special price on that day. Date: 14th of March. Showtime: 9 p.m. Cut out this coupon. Exchange it at Forever Cinema before 7 p.m. on the day for your ticket. Only original coupons will be accepted.
Thank you, Elvis. So the question here is, from the advertisement, we know that, so A, B, C, and D, which statement is the correct statement? Camilo say A, Berenice says C, Irina said A, Noraisha said C, Patrick said dot, Robbie said C. Okay, so I'm seeing A, C, dot right now. Okay. Most of you are going for C and D. All right. Give you the answer, okay? Let us look at dog first. So dog is obviously wrong lah. A Simple Life will be shown in local cinema beginning March 14. So dog is actually not the answer because here it says that this movie will come out on March 14. However, if you refer to the text, they actually say, hey, this is a special for you guys. We are opening it a day before. So meaning that A Simple Life is supposed to be on the cinema on March 15. But this is a special promotion. We are opening it a day before. And that's why dog is actually wrong. Okay, we are opening it a day before. So the official date for Simple Life is actually March 15. So this is a bit tricky lah. You have to really understand what the text is all about. You look at C, cinema admission is not possible without an original coupon. So if you don't have original coupon, you cannot enter the cinema. However, if you look at the text here, tickets, you see the green box there? Tickets are also available. Meaning that on that day, you can actually buy tickets. So the trick here is, if you actually look at this, do you see that there are actually 200 tickets? So they give 200 tickets for free. But the whole cinema, they have 300 seats. Meaning that the extra 100, they are selling it. So if you really want to watch, you can actually buy tickets, but only 100 seats are available. So C is actually wrong because it is possible to go into the cinema because you can buy the ticket. So C is wrong. B, coupons can be redeemed anytime. So nobody answer, no, Yanling answer B. Now you see, anytime. And here you can actually say, it says before 7 p.m. So you cannot come anytime, or it must be before 7 p.m. So that one only leave one option free, which is A. So those who answer A, congrats. I don't think a lot. I think only one of you actually, two of you actually answer A. So good job. A is actually correct. the cinema is giving away 200 tickets for free, and it's stated there 200 tickets are offered to readers. Number 8 is actually A. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this picture just in case you want to refer back. So that concludes, not concludes, like this is all I'm going to share with you, the 8 questions from the SPM paper. And I want to show to you that if you really think MCQ is easy, I think it's time for you to do another reflection. It is not as easy as we thought. It's really tricky. The questions are, it feels like all the options given are accepted. So you have to be very careful when you are answering this question. Okay, so question 8, we are done. If you have any questions, please do comment on the live chat. Of course, I'm constantly monitoring it. So thank you, Elvis. So all the students, all the 4 students have done an awesome reading. Hopefully you guys are not bored with only my voice, but you get to hear your friend's voice as well. So now, we will have 15 minutes left. Can you please go to this Google form, gg.gg MCQ7, and to actually, it's a Google form. So can you please attempt 10 objective questions available in the Google form? Okay, so you just do it. I'm gonna go silent for 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and then close the lesson, close the class. Okay, so you can always ask questions in the live chat. So happy doing the exercise. Okay, hello everybody. So it's 3:30 right now. So let me wrap the lesson for today, okay? Let me show you guys something. All right, so the task that you guys have done just now, as long as you key in your email, you will actually receive the whole thing with the answer provided. So because I know that we won't have sufficient time to discuss, I even provided keywords for you so that you will know your mistake. Hopefully the keywords will help lah. So let's look at the, there are 34 responses. So 34 of you have responded to this. So you can actually look at the graph here. I think it's actually really awesome that 2 of you actually got full mark. I didn't expect that actually. I seriously suspected that nobody will actually get full marks. So for these 2 students who actually got 10/10, you did a very, very good job. Really good job. So you are obviously one of the 2% of the whole students in Malaysia that can do a very good job in MCQ. So these 2 students, or maybe they are teachers, right? Who knows? But okay, 3 right now. So those who actually get full marks, good job for you. Then you will see that nobody is getting number 9 score out of 10. So after that, it will be followed by 8, and there's only 5% who actually score 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. So my point here is that I would like to reaffirm once more that MCQ is really not that easy as you thought it is. And yet, MCQ is also one of the exercise that you can actually do at home, correct it yourself, and learn from it. If you can't understand, how should I put it? If you, even after correcting the MCQ and you are still unsure of why this option is C and not A, you can always feel free to ask any of the English teachers available. Okay, and they will actually help. I'm sure they will explain to you why the answer is such and such. So 3% actually get full marks, 5 of you actually get 8 out of 10, still nobody getting 9 out of 10. Nobody actually got a 0, so at least that's a good job. Okay. To those who are still actually doing this task, don't worry, take your time. I will not close this Google form usually until 24 hours later on. So you can always still get feedback from this exercise, because I do put keywords for every question. So you will actually receive feedback for every wrong question that you did. I give you clue, like what happened if it's wrong. Then I actually give you the answer and explain in the Google form itself. Okay, but good job. So now you know MCQ is not as easy as it is. Okay, right. So moving on to the next task is, actually no next task lah. Let's see, let's see what are the responses here. So 52, 17. Oh, now there are 53 responses. You guys answer very quick. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me just touch on one question before we actually call it a day. From the statistic that I viewed from the Google form just now, number 7 actually has the least correct answer, meaning that most of you, when you are at number 7, you actually got it wrong. So 54 attempted question 7, only 17 got it correct. So it's a pretty low number because it's 17 out of 57 got it correct. So it's a pretty low number. So if you look at number 7, we're only going to discuss this number 7, yeah, because I don't think we'll have enough time. Okay, so for number 7, the answer is actually dog. Okay, so for number 7, the answer is actually dog because it says here research has proven. And you can actually look at this. I think you got tricked here lah. More research is needed, meaning that there's already got research, you see, but we need more. We need more research on the long-term health effects. Okay, research is already available, but now they need more. And that research has already proven that there will be long-term health effects. And that's why the answer is actually dog. Okay, so number 7, most of you actually got this one wrong, so take note of that. But still, good job. I'm still impressed with the 3% who actually got full marks. All right, so now it's time for you to fill in your attendance. Like I said, this is actually what is the most important thing of the whole online class. So please fill in gg.gg/attendance 8. I don't think I will just share the full link in the text chat as well, because we had problem just now, right? Some of the link you can't access from your phone. Okay, so I'll still share the link in the live chat. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you very much to the students. Thank you very much for Madam Irene for being so faithfully sitting here for 1 hour, guiding me throughout this class. To all the teachers from other schools who have been here, thank you very much. To the students from other districts even, thank you very much for being here. Please do ask questions if you're still unsure. You can always text in the text comment in YouTube. I'll constantly check it from time to time. Okay, so fill in your attendance and we will call it a day. Thank you very much, everybody.